Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Jenga. Now, the thumbnail that I actually imagined in here is based on this phenomenal video that I've seen in the past, where essentially an owner and his pet, a dog, were actually playing Jenga together, and the dog was actually really, really good. So that's kind of what we have in here. Sleuth playing with his two dogs Jenga and sweating bullets whilst at it, just worried about losing to a couple of dogs. That would be a phenomenal story if that ever does happen. What can I say about this puzzle before we get into it? So we did actually feature another puzzle that's based on Jenga where the Jenga blocks were sort of tilted. And if I can try and find it, I will leave a link up here to it so that you guys do check it out. But you know, it was a fantastic puzzle, was my memory of it, as I'm sure this one will be. So let's take a look at today's puzzle and get right into it. We are looking at Jenga by Willpower, and you can see we have a ton of puzzle pieces in here that stack on top of one another. So I'm going to say that's true. The 2x1 design is very much what the Jenga pieces look like. They're all stacked up. They're not exactly all horizontal in the sort of the standard shape. But what I'm wondering if the theme here is that you kind of have a lot of pencil mark, a lot of cages that are ambiguous. I can see that already. And maybe you sort of need to sort of find the one at the top that topples it all down and kind of makes all of it sense. We'll find out. So, rules are pretty straightforward. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. Pretty standard. And then we only have one additional variant rule, and I've really been enjoying these simpler puzzles which make one variant just absolutely shine. The killer cages. Numbers in cages sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. So, for example, let's take this 10 here. That means that these two cells that are identified by the dashed line around it must sum up to 10. So if that was a 2, for example, this cell here would have to be an 8 to make sure that these two cells add up to 10. One of the easiest rule walkthroughs. That's all the rules we have for today. So if you want to play Jenga, either with your partner, with your dog, with your kids, or with this particular Sudoku grid, link will be in the description down below for you to play along as usual. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So some of these are self-evident. 3 and 2 cells can only be done with one way. It's 1 and 2. As soon as I put in the 1 and 2, the 7 is known. It is 3, 4. The 11 cage does become fairly restricted with 3, 4. So I'm going to say 4 ways of doing 11, 2, 9, 3, 8, 4, 7, and 5, 6. And essentially, I've removed 2 of them with 3, 4. So these are from 2, 9, and 5, 6. And I don't know which one it is just yet. But 5, 6, and 9 makes this cell in 14 and 8 and makes that a 6. Essentially, 14 and 2 cells can only be 5, 9, or 6, 8. 5, 6, and 9 are looking at this cell, only leaves 8 as a possibility, only leaves 6 as a possibility. I'm kind of thinking about this 6, 9 in here, and thinking that this is a 7, 8, 15 cage, and I'm just wondering, how can I prove that? One thing though, 3 with a 1, 2 tells me that the 8 is 3, 5. You know, you have 1, 7, 2, 6, and 3, 5. There's no other way of doing it. Is 13 restricted now? Not really. Not really. Because 4, 9, and 6, 7 are still available. You can see with all the low digits with 1, 2, 3, and 4 done, that this is a high digit. Right, so let's really think about what these are. Because I'm fairly sure, yeah, whichever one I use, whether it's the 2, 9 or the 5, 6, I'm going to use one of 6 or 9 in this 11 cage, which makes this definitely a 7, 8 cage. A definite 7H cage means that this is either 9-1 or 6, 4. There's no other combination left for this 10 because we know that this side has to be high. All of the lows are gone. So a high digit, only 6 and 9 are left because 7, 8 are gone. 1 and 4 makes this a 2, 3, gives me a 5, gives me a 3. The 5 in here removes 5 as an option, which removes 6 as an option from there. Let's think about this. So I said there was 6, 7 as an option and 4, 9. So my options were 4, 9, 5, 8, and 6, 7. And 2 of them are gone. This is now forced as 4, 9, which gives me a 1, gives me a 9. The 9 in here removes 9 from all of these, which obviously removes the 2 from here. That can't be a 9, so that can't be a 2. In fact, 5 and 6 just tells me that this is a 2, and therefore this is a 9. This is 4, 9, 2, 9. What do I have left? 1 and 7. Well, the 1, 2 pair tells me that's the 1, that's the 7, that's 7, that's row 7 completed. I can probably do this. Yep, 6, classic Sudoku, can only be in here. And then I need 7 and 4, and the 4, 9 gives me an order. That's 4, that's 9, no. I said 4 and 7, didn't I? I did say 4 and 7. And then this can only be an 8. Sorry, I'm really struggling with typing today. And these can only be 5 or 6. So far, it's not quite acting like a Jenga, but time still. I'm just looking at this piece at the top here as a vertical piece, just sliding all the way through. It really does feel like that. The 5 cage is not known. I'm just on the hunt for any more obvious cages, and I'm not seeing it, if I'm honest. I'm not seeing the natural next step. Let me just see, what am I missing? I'm sure I'm missing loads of things, but what is it? 10s are too ambiguous. It's just not worthwhile thinking about just yet. 6, I mean, 6 is, I mean, the 15s and the 6 are just catching my attention because there's only one of 2 ways of doing it, as is the 5. So let me just think about this, actually. Here's a piece of logic. If you think about low digits in row 6 for a second, 2 of them are in here, 1 of them is inside the 10, and 1 of them is inside the 11. Yeah, that's accurate because 5, 6 is not available because of the 6. So essentially I'm left with 4, 7, 3, 8, 2, 9. It means there's always one low. There's 2 lows. There's a third low. I can't afford any low digits in here. And 6, 7 is not available. So the other one is 5, 8. And that 5 gives me an 8, gives me a 5. Sorry, I meant 5 and an 8, excuse me. That doesn't help me with this number. And I think it's actually going to be ambiguous now. So essentially the way I'm sort of looking at this is I have either a 1, 4 or a 2, 3. And I bet I can make the rest work either way. So I can do like 2, 9, 3, 7, and then 1, 4. Or I could do 2, 3, 1, 9, and 2, 3, 1, 9, and 4, 6. No, 4, 7, which does work. So it is actually ambiguous. The 5, though, on this with the 6 gauge isn't ambiguous anymore. That's a 2, 4. That's relatively straightforward. The 9 is actually now a little bit tricky. It's only 1, 8 or 3, 6. Am I going to pencil mark that? May as well. I don't have better ideas just yet. Classic Sudoku, there's a 7. That's not in any of these cells. It's in here. In fact, we may as well think about the rest of the box. It's 1, 3, 9, or a 7. 1 can't be in the 12. That would leave an 11 here. 1 can't be there. There's a definite 1 in here. There's a definite 2 at the top. There's a definite 5 at the top. And then the question is, what are these 2 digits? In fact, let's just think about the 12. My options are, it doesn't include a 1. I can actually do 3 and 9. 9, I'm really struggling with typing today. I can't do 9 because of this cell, so the other option is 7 and 5. How is this helping me? I really don't think it's helping me. I feel like I've gone down a rabbit hole and sort of lost the plot a bit. Well, the fact that there is a 7 in here, Sleuth, means this is not 7-8. This is 6-9, which bounces back in here and tells me that this is a 5, this is a 7, this is not 7, this is 3 or 9. Again, can't be a 1. This 6-9 means that this is 7-8, which removes the 1-8 option, forces the 6-3. This is now not 3-7, not 4-6, not 1-9. So it's in fact forced as 2-8 and gives me a 7, gives me an 8. And this is not 2-8, not 3-7, not 4-6. This is forced again. This is 1-9, which makes this a 2-3 and makes this a 4-7, except of course, again, forced. 4 and 7. 4 gives me down here a 9 and 4. Doesn't seemingly give me anything else just yet, unless I'm just missing obvious things. And yeah, that was forced, because it couldn't have been 4-6, not 3-7, and 2-8 is gone. So that's 1-9. Obviously, the 1 forces this to be a 2-3, and then 4-7. Yep, I think that is correct. 6-9 means none of these are 9. That's a 3, that's a 1, that's a 9. We know what these two are. This is 1 and 5. We know what this cell is. That's a 4. Not quite helping here. Fair enough. Let's just keep going. So the 3 tells me this is not a 3-5. But 1-7 is still possible. 2-6 is still possible. So not sure. Have I resolved these? Yes. 3 gives me a 2, gives me a 3. The 2 gives me a 4, gives me a 2. And I just know the pencil marks by columns at least. This is not 8 or 5 or 9. That 14 cage keeps coming to the rescue, or the 14 cages keep coming to the rescue. We know what these two are. They are 1, 4. We know that this is 7, 8, 9, it looks like. 7, 8, 9. And therefore we're left with 2, 3, and 5. 6 and 8, it's not 1, 7. Not great. 11 cage, we're a bit more restricted. Of the 4 choices, 2 are gone. Sorry, bear with me a moment. I'm just gonna close my door. Right, sorry about that. So, I mean, yeah, so 9 and 2 are still available. 9-2 and 4-7 are still available. 5-6 and 3-8 isn't gone. The 7 and 9 are looking at both at this cell. That 9 is just giving me a 6, giving me a 9. I'm going to be missing, I suspect, a lot of these obvious, you know, you've written it in, Sleuth, just look at the screen. So this is from, what did I say? 4-7 or 2-9. So 4 or 2 with 9 or 7. And it can't be a 2 because that's not a 9. So 2-9 is out. 4-7 is in. 4 gives me 3. There's another 1-2 which can't be an 11. Can't have a 10. I can have a 9 though. No, I can't have a 9. The 9s are everywhere. So 1 and 2 are up here, which there is a digit I can just place. It's 5 with a 6. So 2, 6 and 3, 5 are out. This is 1, 7. That gives me a whole bunch of digits. So yeah, it does work kind of like a Jenga. This sort of central column piece is sort of collapsing all of these, I imagine. But not as much as I would have hoped given the name of the puzzle. 8, 2, 8. But I am being very demanding now. That's not entirely fair. That's clearly the 5, the 6, the 5. And therefore this is the 2. This is not 2 or 5. That's in fact a 3. This is a 9 because it's not a 7. And this is forced to be a 1, a 5, a 1. Yeah, still fighting me here. Oh, that 4 is done. That 1, 2, and that 5, 6. This 5, 6 is done as well. The 2, 3, and the 1, 2, though, are still there for now. We're clearly towards the finishes of this puzzle. That's a 3. These are 4 and 9. Can't disambiguate them that. That 1 gave me a 2 and a 1 here ages ago, and I just didn't see it. And then to finish, surely. Yeah, the 5 is giving me stuff. The 2 is giving me things. So, yep, just use what you have, Sleuth. Use it. 2 is not giving me any more. The 3 is not giving me any more. I don't have any 1, 4, 7, 8, or 9. So let's just think about those. For example, yeah, I can't tell. I need 8 with something in here. 8 with a 6. 6 in there tells me the answer. That 6, that 8 will probably unwind this whole lot. Yep, 7, 1, 7. 1 gives me a 4, 1. The 4 gives me a 9, 4. And it does unwind everything. And now that's a 3. And if I've not made any mistakes, that's a 9 for the finish. Have a heart, Mr. Willpower. As usual, another phenomenal construction from you. How many souls were that? 501. Yeah, so I don't think it's necessarily been featured by anybody else, but I am a little bit late to the party. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle. I certainly did. It was almost a Jenga-like collapse. And I guess go and enjoy a game of Jenga with your family. Bye-bye for now.